Live. Mazzy's here. Jim's coming in shortly. So there we go.
So, big news announcement.
Yeah, what's the big news announcement? Well, they can't. Isn't the Kennedy Center closed?
Yeah, well, Bill Maher has turned into a real putz, but I thought that was...
well, he's always been a putz.
Yeah. The Kennedy Center is giving Bill Maher the Mark Twain Prize. That means he gets to paint all our picket fences. Here we go.
It's Elliot. Elliot, what are you drinking in the... Well, it's still morning for you.
Is that a mint julep?
No, it's a Diet Coke.
Come on, Elliot. You're better than that.
10 o'clock in the morning?
That's the problem, Rob. I'm not better than that.
10 o'clock in the morning, a Diet Coke. That would be like me drinking a martini at 10 in the morning.
I drink the seltzer, so I'm not against above.
Okay, before anyone says it, we're not dumping on Elliot. I love Elliot. I think he has some of the best taste in music, seriously, than all you nib nods.
Hold on. Here's the deal with Elliot.
That might be debatable.
Elliot is such a confident, strong person that he appreciates. He takes the jabbing as it's intended. It's a sign of affection, right?
Exactly. Look at what I picked up at a friend of mine, one of my fellow sellers at record shows gave me, or actually I bought it from him. I paid him what he paid for it. It's a Gallagher.
Doc Watson.
He played Gallagher guitars. It's a Gallagher guitarist poster of Doc Watson.
Is that Merle also?
Is there a poster of him smashing a watermelon with that guitar?
Yes, it probably
is that Merle behind him? Do you know?
I don't think so. But if you notice, it says Doc Watson and Gallagher guitars since 1968, and Don Gallagher, the Luther that builds those guitars, he signed this. So it's signed by the guitar maker.
Wow.
And I think Gallagher started in 1967. And I don't know how Doc Watson got his first Gallagher guitar. I don't know if Gallagher gave it to him or if he bought it or what.
Maybe he got them because he helped promote them.
Well, within a year after the man started building guitars, he was promoting playing Gallagher. So I thought
it could be that someone told him that they were giving him a Martin, and all those years he never knew the difference.
Yeah, well, that could be it.
Where are they from, Gallagher?
Wax. Doc Watson was blind. That's the
joke there. I don't know where Gallagher's. I want to say Pennsylvania, but that's probably wrong. It may be upstate New York. Somebody in the chat, can you tell us?
Hey, do we have any blind people or legally blind people listening?
Well, how can they listen? How can they listen if they're blind? Hey, Rob, Elliot, I saw. Have you ever heard? The Bears Family series of mostly CDs and some vinyl.
Yes,
not Bears Family. Yeah,
from Germany,
not the German one. I'm sorry, Owsley family, Bear Owsley. The guy that made the Sound for the Dead and all that.
Right. The LSD guy.
There's a CD box set of the 5 nights of Doc and Merle at the boarding house in San Francisco. And I went to one of those shows. It was so good, right? 1975, I think, ish. He played a whole week in San Francisco, in the big city.
Is it on vinyl? Is it on vinyl or just...
I don't know. I have the CD box. I don't think
the
whole thing. There might be a sampler on vinyl. So.
Hey, Turkey Toad is legally blind. Seriously? What now? I always feel when people say they're legally blind, it mainly falls down to not being able to drive.
Yeah,
but educate me.
Yeah, it is.
Well, congratulations. What color is this?
Rob, I can tell Rob is blind. I've been in his car. The way he drives like a blind man. And no offense to blind men.
Listen, Jim.
I drive. I'm a driver, and I was legally blind. I think when I had to wait a long time for cataract surgery because of the spam.
You know how you blind? You know how you blind
Oh,
Rob? You know how
What?
you blind him? You put a windshield in front of his face.
No. So I don't know what that term is. So what does this mean? And how did you lose your vision? Was it degenerative?
God, we're getting
Oh,
all the
wait,
legally blind.
another two legal. Mark H. Seriously, are you legally blind? To what degree can you see? Like I'm just like my brother, he passed away, but my brother had glasses this thick, and then he would wear contacts under them. That's how horrible his optic nerve damage.
Well, when I had cataract surgery, they
Yeah.
put lenses in my eyes, and it improved my vision without glasses. But they didn't make them strong enough where I could not have to wear glasses anymore.
That costs an extra $5,000 per eye.
Well, it was probably wise because over the years your eyes can change drastically, and you don't want to have a permanent lens in there that, you know, suddenly is way off of what your vision needs are. So, but I've worn glasses. I was cross-eyed when I was born. I had one eye that looked way off to the side, but I had to have an operation when I was 4 and to straighten it up. And if I get really tired now, the one eye
interesting. My left eye when I was a kid, it's called lazy eye, and I had that and was moving in and what they did is they talked about an operation, but we lived in Menlo Park at the time, right near Stanford University, and there was this thing. For 1 year, every day I went to eye exercises, like for 45 minutes, and I had to do these eye exercises, and it strengthened the muscle. And I had to wear glasses that year. Then after that, I didn't wear glasses until maybe 15 years ago.
Hold on.
What grade in school were you when that happened? Were you in school?
I was like in second grade or third grade.
Oh yeah, we would have bullied the shit out of you.
My sister had 20 eye surgeries before she was 2. Then she wore a patch on her eye. That thing. Her daughter had to do the patch eye thing. All right, Turkey. Here's the question: how are you typing right now? Are you voice to texting? Question. Seriously.
Well, there's
and if I listen, the amount of people who tune in, I suspect.
There you go. Jim, beat the shit out of me.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Now, this answers a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I look like Alan Shepard, like an astronaut.
Not really. You look more like one of the chipmunks. Alvin.
But I had braces.
Hey, wait, Mazzy. Now I know why you had such a strong connection with Eddie Deason when you met him.
Well, you know, things like that early in our life affect how we turn out.
Absolutely.
Good and bad.
Almost
all my friends are hunters. And I've never had any interest in hunting, mainly because my eyesight is so poor.
Right, you're a lousy shot.
I'm a lousy shot. So I just never had any interest, but almost all my friends are big into hunting.
Oh, were you in?
I like shooting guns.
Were you in the medical textbooks because of your eye thing or something else? All right, Jim, go ahead.
I like guns. I like shooting at targets, but I don't own a gun. But I'm a good shot.
Yeah. Okay. What Jim means is he drops Cheerios in the toilet and then he aims for them.
Exactly. Well, I would advise just a little piece of advice here from an old man. I would advise people not to advertise whether or not they have guns in their home.
That's a good idea.
Number one is someone thinking about breaking into your home. They need to be wondering. Okay. And number two, if you advertise that you've got them, people will intentionally break into your home when you're gone and steal them all.
Oh, hold
on.
Hold on. Okay. You know, here's the deal. I don't know if it's accessible by the public, but the data if people have to register guns generally, right? So if you're in an area, you know the percentage, you know the likelihood of a home having a gun in it.
Right.
You do. So, and
It's not
people
that everyone has a gun, it's that some people have a lot of guns.
Well, if you break into a home and you're an experienced burglar type of person, you know the 4 things that you'll typically find. So they're hoping,
the new
Condoms.
The new McCartney single at 2:50, I guess. Well, maybe it's up already because 2:50 British time. New single is being debuted. He has a new album coming. They haven't announced it physically.
Hey, Nick, fuck off if you're going to come in here with bullshit, okay? I don't care if it's unconstitutional. People register guns, right? They do it. It's a thing that is done.
Why should it be?
Hold on, Massey.
Not unconstitutional.
Hold on. Let me finish. Nick, if you're coming in with bullshit, I don't want to hear it. People register guns. If you know an area,
Rob, what they do is, in order to purchase a gun, they get a gun permit. They don't actually register how many guns they have.
Elliot, let me finish my rant against Nick.
Okay.
Nick, if you're coming in here to get you, it ain't gonna work, and especially with nonsense. Here's my point. If you know an area where people generally, it's accepted that they have guns, guns, and the data's out there.
Register the purchase.
So hold on.
Purchase.
I'm not talking about the government. I'm actually talking about illegal activity. If you're an experienced burglar, whatever it is, you know the likelihood that you'll find a gun in a certain area. So don't come in here with bullshit, okay? Okay. Well, you know what, Nick? I'm letting you know. I'm telling you, you're being a gotcha guy. Hey, here's it. Yo, hold on. Shush. Nick, you're coming in here with nonsense, and you're trying to be a gotcha guy. Here's one thing I want you to type in the comments after I say it. I don't know everything, Nick. I would like you to say you don't know everything. So the one thing I don't like is I've seen the way you've been acting and coming coming into streams. Don't come in here with nonsense. No one else does. We're here to have a good time and enjoy ourselves. Okay. So if bullshit
I'm a serious question. Elliot's more in an area that's gun, but California's got a lot of guns, so I'm not going to.
Tons of guns.
And where I am in Washington State, a lot of guns. What is the argument against registering a gun? Why shouldn't? Wait. Let me say this.
Because I don't want the government coming in and taking my guns.
We need to go, Rob.
But that's never happened.
Please don't, Mazzy. Save it for Saturday night at 5:00. Okay.
Well,
and my name's not Ron; it is Rob.
Oh, shit! I thought you guys were talking.
Wait! Hold on. Hey, Nick. Anyone else who listened to me? What am I shoveling?
Put on a record. I'll be back.
Hold on, Nick. What am I shoveling about guns? I was talking about people who steal guns, who know they can steal stuff. What am I shoveling about it? Nothing political about what I said. So, Nick, this frontal lobe thing you have where you lead with politics, it don't work here. I shut Mazzy up all the time when he starts to go that way. So again, I'm shutting you up.
So the bottom line is,
my opinion on guns was not political.
Let's talk about
the bottom line is don't spread it around. Don't make it common knowledge what you do or don't have in your home. It can backfire on you.
Okay, so let me give you a piece of advice, Elliot. Stop fucking coming up on VC streams and talking about all the records you have in your house.
You got a good point there, Rob.
Thank you.
Good point.
Okay, let's talk about the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. I've been listening to all the versions I have, and because we know this is being reissued in various things, and I think it's great that
Nick, I'm this close to timing you out.
Rob.
Oh, hold on.
Don't respond, then it will just.
No. Nick, I'm this close to timing you out. You're old, and what you chose to hear is not what I said. Ellie brought up a point about people don't advertise or someone will come and steal it. That's what I was talking to. You're picking and choosing what you want to hear. We were talking about people where people talking about people breaking into houses or whatever. You're picking and choosing what you want to hear, Nick. Okay? That's what you're doing. So don't come in here and, great opportunity for to express my political beliefs. I don't want to hear it.
Wouldn't it
I
be
want-
nice if there were no guns?
Yeah. Big surprise. I'm against people coming in and making it about politics. Big surprise, Nick.
Okay, now don't respond to anyone, Rob. Just shut the fuck up, dude. Okay, so we all know that there's going to be it's the 60th anniversary. That's why they're doing this. And the people that say, why are they doing another version? It's because it's the 60th anniversary. And there are no, quote, audiophile or analog versions in print right now. Yes, you can buy them on the secondary market. Yes, Chad has extra copies of his that he's charging more than originally because they're kind of technically out of print. You can get the APs. I have the stereo and mono APs that he did years ago. Now, if you watch the Westman video and all those guys, they were talking about, and Fremer too, that the AP mono was sort of bass heavy. Now, I forgot, and I played them both, and there is emphasized bass on the mono ones. I see what they're saying, and supposedly they smoothed it out because there's no bass on the original, and apparently the original mono vinyl in 1966 Capitalist is this terrible sounding record, and in 72 when the brothers started their own label through Reprise Records, they did a new master, and that's the one.
I know the specific. So
yeah. So anyway, my point is,
hold on. My friend Brad, who's a huge Beach Boys guy, told me the story about the twofer, the Carl and the Passion.
Yeah.
Because Brian was drugged out and out of it,
and
that was supervised by Carl.
Carl Wilson did it. Okay,
Carl did that.
Anyway, that is the mix or the master that they did themselves and delivered, and it is in Carl's and Passion, and then there's a brown cover that came out in 75, and that's the tape they use. Interesting enough, the vinyl file is using a different tape, so that'll be interesting why they're using different tapes. But my point is, I listened to all these. This is the 30th mono. Sounds really good. I listened to all the sessions. This is the 40th that has all the outtakes and you hear Brian leading the band and the orchestra and the different instruments, the beautiful harmonies. It's excellent. I found out yesterday that Tom Rashawn designed this Blind and Boss. He designed this set. And then there's
nice. Why are we talking about CDs?
Then there's a 30th and a 40th anniversary. And anyway, my point is that long story to my point is I found that I actually enjoy that new stereo mix that Mark Lennon did about, for the 40th anniversary, because it never had a true stereo mix. The stereo mix has a digital component. And I tell you, I played the vinyl of the AP stereo, and I played the CD, and I know everyone's about mono, and same with Sgt. Pepper. I like the stereo better. That's just my personal taste. So, well, it's a music show, Ivan.
Okay, you didn't show. Okay, if anyone, I don't know this is fact, but I have like a 1973 one. They came out with those green label, blue label Capitals in the 70s. I have a mono, and I believe that is because I actually listened to them together and sold my twofer. I believe it's the same mastering, the mono mastering. Yeah. So that's the version I have.
But everyone dumps on the stereo. I know it's not artist intent.
Who dumps on the stereo?
Well, a lot of the people, the expert. Mark Lennox, the guy that worked with Brian all those years, got him back on tour. And I saw him in Chicago during the Pet Sounds tour, and I just happened to be walking by the House of Blues on my way back from my appointments. And I saw in the window tonight Brian Wilson, and there was tickets. So I bought tickets. I brought my portfolios back to my hotel and went to the show. And it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. Obviously, Brian has sounded good, but he's got the great whole large band behind him with the supplement singers doing the harmonies.
Did you?
And it was so good.
Did Brad ever send you a copy, the CD of that dude who toured with Brian? I think he did. I forget the guy's name off the top of my head.
Isn't that Mark Lennon?
No. But he did a lot of the heavy lifting. With
So
that.
anyway, seriously, check out the stereo. And this has the stereo mix, the sessions of Sloop. And there's like all these different versions when they're stop and starting. I listened to this last night all afternoon, and then while I was cooking dinner last night. It was just a great listen. It's like a documentary after the first.
Thank you. This is the guy, Jeffrey Forsett. Thank you, Schnee.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You know what? I'll tell you my favorite Beach Boys collection. And Mazzy might say, yeah, that is good. The Hawthorne recordings.
Oh, I have that. Yeah.
That, to me, if you want to get a good Beach Boys collection, those Hawthorne recordings are the...
Anyway, people who are saying yawn, we already have that. Not everyone has. It's one of those records like Sgt. Pepper that I think should be in every collection.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The last reissue, the Chad reissue, he licensed those.
And that's expired.
This is coming from Universal, who owns them, right?
Those are expired. Now, he has some copies. He's charging, like, I think for the mono, $100 for this few copies he has left. So
I'll give you mine for 60, 70.
Is that the Chad version?
That's the Chad mono.
Yeah, I listened to that last night, and I enjoyed the stereo more. The
picked
bass
up
is
at a-
heavier on that, but I don't think it's overdone personally.
So I got a weird phone call yesterday. Michael Fremer thought he was calling Harvey Kubernick, and he called me.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, Harvey the K. I go, Michael, this is... Anyway, so we got to talking, and he basically told me, this is crap. The Chad thing is a mistake.
Well, you know, Arnaldo wrote something earlier, and he's absolutely right. When the
What?
AP mono came out, Fremer praised it. Now, we changed our mind.
Did he?
He did. He loved it. Right now, he's saying it's not that good. It's too bass heavy.
Right.
That's what he said on Westman's show. So you're right. He changed his mind, but that's
Are
how
him
many
and
years
Chad
is
on
that?
the outs?
No, I
No.
think he just, you know, I mean, sometimes it's a new flavor. You talk hot on your new girlfriend and you dish your old one. Actually, that's
Fremer's great. He's
I've
not
never
a...
done
he-
that. No, but there's been times like I listen to something like I have a new system now, and something that I didn't really love before sounds better now, or the opposite. So I'm going to give him that. But he should have acknowledged that. He should have said, you know, I said this was the best one, and I think he might have said it was the best one up until this one step. And I haven't heard the one step. Now, from full disclosure, they're sending me a test pressing. They're sending everyone a test pressing, apparently.
Well, wait. First of all, he's not the man of the West. It's Steve Westman. But what shit were they talking? What shit were they talking about?
What a bunch of shit. They weren't talking a bunch of shit. They were explaining how they came about those tapes. The puzzling thing for me is now they coordinated this throughout Universal, okay? And the vinyl final series that Hernez, interesting. I didn't know that. Hernez, Joe Hernez, who's doing the vinyl file series, who's so far has done an excellent job. He's using a 66 assembly tape. So I don't know why he picked that or how that was done, whereas Chris Bellman and team picked this 72 tape. So it'll be interesting. I'm really curious about that.
Okay, here, I'm going to put something out there right now, and then Elliot wants to say something. Thank you for raising your hand, Elliot. I'm this whole second generation tape thing, I think is nonsense. If until someone makes a video of Fremer or someone who has access to the tapes and other copies and does a QC of the tapes, if it's a tape second generation, I'm fine with it. Okay, thank you.
That's kind of what I was going to ask. This is a question, not a definitive statement. When they make a master tape, an analog master tape of a recording after it's mixed and everything, they make a tape of it, and that's the first generation. Don't they at the same time also, and maybe it's not, I think wasn't it common practice? Maybe not every time. Don't they make a safety tape or two of that song? Yes. So how much, it can't be that different between that
right and none of us could tell
tape,
right,
and those safety tapes, because they were sending these tapes to all these these master tapes to all these pressing plants
around the world too.
around the world, and you're
They
not
make
going to
copy
send
tapes.
your
One-to-one
only
copies. Yeah.
So when you talk about having that master tape, that original master tape, there can't be that any difference in one copy made right after that.
You're right. You're right. Like all the records that we like Beatle records. All the Beatle records were copy tapes. All British bands in America and vice versa. It's a copy tape.
Hey, Elliot, maybe you could tell me if this is in the Constitution or not. But when you move to LA and you're looking for a job, at least back in the day when I moved here, not now, you look in the paper for jobs, and then they're like getting in the entertainment industry. There usually was an editing job, and you go, "Oh, I want to be an editor." So you go there, and it really was just sitting in a big giant room full of VCRs and duping porno tapes,
Dubbing porn. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Is that
Nice.
that's the same thing?
Exactly.
Is that the same thing?
Weston, we're talking about the Fremer show, and someone brought up that Fremer loves this one step. I haven't heard it. I have a copy on the way too, but that he loves it. Yet he gave the AP like 11 last time. And it's funny. As I said, I listened yesterday to my APs that I have of Chad, the mono and stereo, and I did notice the bass heavier. I don't think it was bloated, but there is more bass on it, and there's never been bass on the original like that. But I found the stereo, and again, I like the stereo better. I can't believe I enjoyed the stereo better. So it'll be interesting to see. And maybe I'm a minority. That new stereo they did, even though there's a digital step in it, that Mark Lennon did, and he talks about it in one of the, these booklets. He talks about it. I need to read that again. It's excellent.
I don't have the one thing I wanted to mention. Now I forgot. Thank you.
Wow.
Wait, Jim, there's a thing for you right there.
Say what?
Right there. This. Okay, so here's what I wanted to talk about. Has Fremer, I don't watch a lot of Fremer videos. Has Fremer ever made a video where he goes, "I was wrong"? Is there a does anyone
He does it more than the person in the White House for sure. He changes his mind.
Hey, Matthew, I'm about to send you to wear novice naked.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing that goes against human nature. So hard to admit you're wrong or you changed your mind. That is virtually impossible.
No, it's not.
With audio,
well, it's not impossible, Jim.
You're
but
wrong.
It's
you're
almost
wrong,
impossible.
Elliot. You're wrong.
Since I changed these Spender speakers in the last 6 months, there's records that I enjoy more than I did with my BMWs, and it's a better, tighter sound.
Mazzy
changed his mind about cleaning records.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna comment on Arnaldo's comment. I don't think, obviously, people's hearing diminishes as they get older, and the amount of exposure to loud. Hold on. But don't you think it really is about where Fremer's butter is bread is buttered?
I tell you what,
bread is buttered, really.
Rob, that's the kind of criticism that I get too, and we all get, that just because you're getting something sent that you're going to always give.
And I think it does apply to you guys.
Oh, hold on, Mazzy. And I don't know that. Hold on. I'm going to put something out there I do not know to be fact. But Fremer travels a lot, and he's brought into a lot of places to talk. Do you think his expenses are covered doing that, Mazzy? Do you think he's given money?
I'd say rarely, but occasionally. It depends. If he's brought on to do something on behalf of a gear. Wait, you want me to answer?
No.
You asked me a question. Let me answer, fuckhead.
Okay.
I'm going to call you a fuckhead sometimes. Terrible driver, fuckhead.
I've never called you a fuckhead. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm waiting for someone to get me tickets and give me a thing at Chad Fest. So anyway, no, but someone said here, this is interesting, that he did change. He said he changed his mind. Who was it? I'm sorry. Let me go back here. And don't interrupt me, because I interrupt you all the time. Shut up, Kimbo. Okay. You do.
And time's up, Mazzy. Let's move on.
No.
Well, it doesn't matter. Somebody commented that he did.
That he did
say
change his mind, and I'm sure he has. And I don't know on this case. So someone said he said it on the show that he did like it. Don't interrupt Mazzy people. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Fremer's a personality. He's very, people will give him credit for being a very important person that kept vinyl alive in the years that vinyl was in the desert. But when you're a personality, you're going to take your hits, and you're going to, take your praise and take your hits. So.
Mazzy knows that.
As a couple people say here, if Fremer is a featured speaker, of course he's going to get paid. That featured speakers in any.
But he doesn't change. Hold on. I've seen Fremer in person talk 3 times.
That's a different thing you're talking about.
No, hold on, Mazzy. He doesn't change his stance.
No, he does. Well, none of us do.
Being paid or talking on the street.
No, exactly. But if you're there, if you come to a show in LA like he does, and he might hook up a few different things in LA and do things, he probably doesn't get paid. But sometimes you get comped airfare or hotel or expense. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Who is Mazzy? Who is he attached at the hip with, though?
I don't think there's any one person. He has no one sponsor.
Oh,
well, he has sponsors. Go look at it. Tracking angles.
No. Him and Chad walk hand in hand when they're together. They skip.
I'm sure Chad. He gets promo copies from Chad.
Elliot, what do you want to say?
He's not attached at the hip to Chad, Rob. He just isn't.
Being an important member of the vinyl community that I am, when are you guys going to actually comp me a flight and a hotel to VinylCon and to the
We're
West
not the ones doing
Where's
this.
this money coming?
Not
Where's
one-
the money
You know-
coming from, Elliot?
Not once has
Elliot.
anyone said, Elliot, there are tickets waiting for you at Raleigh-Durham Airport. We're flying you in.
I
because we
paid
need
for
to
my
get-
tickets to Los Angeles. The only thing I got, Jim, through his business, got comps for a handful of us, and we got in free. But I paid for my airfare. I stayed with friends.
No,
I paid for my
Mazzy,
own meals.
I'm actually talking to you. When are you going to fly me in, man?
Hey, hold on.
Who am I to
Elliot,
fly
Elliot,
anybody?
He's
Elliot,
doing one in Raleigh. He's going to
Okay.
do one in Raleigh. There's
I hate to
you'll-
do this to you, Elliot. I hate to do this.
Oh, no.
But Elliot, this is a smoke screen that when you're complaining about this. Because we know the day you get an airplane ticket to come to California is they find out you're DB Cooper. We know it.
Yeah. They're going to
It's
start
awesome.
doing one in Raleigh, right outside of Raleigh, in Crawley.
I just actually did a record show in Raleigh Sunday.
So there you go.
Elliot, when
Well,
am I going to be flown out to North Carolina to see the North Carolina VC? I should be flown out to when Noble opens his new store in his new location. Fly me out, put me up for 3 days.
And
I'll
Jim,
do some speaking.
Hey,
Jim,
why don't
you scratch my back, I'll
I'll
scratch
buy a
your back.
round of drinks for everybody.
it's Mount Pilot.
Mount Pilot.
You don't
excuse me.
rhyme. You don't say schmally.
I thought maybe it was Petticoat Junction, with all due respect.
Well,
Or-
Jim,
Insult me and then say, with all due respect, that takes care of it.
Hey, with all due respect, Jim, if you visit Elliot and he likes you, you can go bathing in the water tower.
So that
With
guy
Ellie
Matt,
Mae.
the guy Matt from Surefire that you met, the publicist who works with Chad and works with Discogs, and he's flying out here April 5th because he does some stuff with Nick Lowe, and I love Nick Lowe, and he's been working with Nick Lowe, I guess, on some PR stuff through the Yep Rock record. So I'm getting a free ticket to see Nick Lowe at the Neptune Theater on. It's actually, I think it's Eastern Sunday. It's okay for a Jew to go out on Easter Sunday.
Does
Sure.
he play like Americana music now? Mainly
Well,
like
he always had he does crooner stuff. Obviously does his hits, but he's got a different band with him, not the Los, whatever they are.
And that's probably that pub rock from England and that roots rock from here in the States. That's probably what today we would call Americana. So
John, I
Americana
will buy a
before-
round of drinks.
before the name was.
Did I not buy any drinks when I was? I think
Hey,
people were buying me drinks.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Kimbo, he treated me to stuff. I drove him around. Mazzy, not one offer
Yeah.
to try Yeah.
He didn't throw in a few dollars for gas.
No.
Well, I have
He has a
electric.
battery.
If you have an electric car, I know.
With Mazzy, it's all about the Benjamins. You know what I'm saying?
Mazzy,
Well, I expect-
Mazzy, nothing. Hey, Rob, how about a drink on me?
I
I
put you
expect-
up in my house for 4 days. Okay.
I expect to be flown into LA and have one of those ghost cars pick me up and drive me to Jim's house where I can meet the pig.
I'm waiting for the UK.
Yeah, but Ellie,
fly
you
me
just have
back,
to open your
fly me
door
back
to
to
the
London.
If you fly into Burbank, you can walk. It's not that far. You can walk to the pig.
But I want one of those ghost cars like Mazzy rode in.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
They're not ghost cars.
It is. There's a damn ghost driving that thing. Don't tell me anything else.
It was
That's
pretty
exactly
sweet,
what it is.
actually. You know, I see the good, bad, and the ugly of that.
You know,
stuff,
if you take Elliot around a modern city, ghost.
Ghosts, they're everywhere. Watch out.
Well, in San Francisco and in LA, they're everywhere. Yes, they're not
Well,
up here in Seattle yet. They're not here in Seattle.
At least in LA, Santa Monica was the test place for those cars. So they've been driving around here forever.
Yeah.
Well, 15 years ago when electric cars, Prius was about all you could get, electric cars, you would never, I'm in the exurbs, used to be rural area, so thus the jokes, but now it's more like just past the suburbs, the exurbs, and there you would never see a Prius here. But if you drove to Durham or Raleigh, only 30 miles away, they were everywhere, Prius everywhere. And so it was a really running joke.
They're horrible cars with horrible drivers inside of them.
Yeah. Well, that was the joke that we had about them.
Okay, here's a question for you, Elliot.
Uh-huh.
I imagine there's a lot of these around you too. Which cars have the worst drivers? PT Cruisers or Priuses?
PT Cruisers.
Yes, thank you.
I tell you, though, the
I don't see many
Waymo,
Prius anymore. Used
the
to see them
Waymo
all the
was.
time.
People are saying, "Aren't you fearful about that?" The Waymo was
Morning.
really a sweet ride because they obey the laws, the stop signs. I mean, you always see these pictures of when Waymos get together and they fuck up. But can you imagine photographing every driver that fucks up? It would be 100 times more.
Can I say something
Those are
to Elliot? Elliot, you have to register Priuses, right?
Yeah. I have a question for our classical musician up here.
sure, Elliot. Shoot.
I heard a story on the radio recently that was interviewing some classical musicians, and they were saying that beta blockers that a lot of students in music departments and stuff were, and some, maybe even some professionals were taking beta blockers in order to better perform when they were playing. Have you heard anything along those lines?
Okay, so beta blockers in classical music are pretty much ubiquitous. I take beta blockers. My colleagues take beta blockers. Pretty much everyone. I would say 50% of professional musicians take beta blockers for some performances, not for all. For very high stress performances, yeah. And beta blockers don't make you perform better. What beta blockers do is they stop an involuntary response of elevated heart rate and shaking. That's what they do. And most people the smallest size they give them in is 10 milligrams. Most people don't even take 10 milligrams; they take 5 milligrams. But basically, what it does is it makes sure that when you walk out on stage, you're not going to start shaking. That's what I mean. It's the same thing that surgeons do when they go into surgery. It doesn't make you better. It doesn't make it doesn't make like what you practiced magically better. It just makes it so that you're not going to let your nerves ruin your performance.
Is there now? You're taking a drug designed for cardiac patients, or people trying to let's see, beta blockers are for cholesterol.
No, beta blockers are not necessarily for cardiac patients. Beta blockers are given to people that are in like high stress situations. That's what is propranolol. Propranolol is the drug that's prescribed for that. I mean, I have mine prescribed for me by a Air Force doctor. and it's for
so medically
it's
medically they are approved, allowed.
yes.
It's not going outside of the diagnosis to do it.
No, it's
Very
what's called performance anxiety. That is the it's basically the same thing as like saying stage fright. Like there are people in the military that take it for public speaking. Like if you're an important officer and you have to go up and give a speech, they get prescribed it for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Drugs
I
are
just,
chemistry.
And here's the thing. For me, I only do it for like important solo performances. When I know I'm going to put that pressure on myself. Like I've been on tour all week, and I've had 7 shows in 5 days, and only the evening hour-long recital at the music conservatory, where I knew I was going to be playing in front of a bunch of graduate music students, did I take a 5 milligram propranolol. Every other performance I did,
are there side effects from this?
No. I mean, I take it so little. I probably take a half a pill maybe once or twice a month.
I do a lot of placebo.
Do you need it prescribed?
Yeah, it does have to be prescribed, but it's not it's the kind of thing that a doctor's not going to worry too much unless you have a heart condition.
Well, beta blockers aren't they for cholesterol originally?
I'm not sure. I've heard mostly, like in classical music, this is like not a controversial thing. This is like something people use pretty regularly. I mean, I think the principal oboe of the Boston Symphony has talked pretty openly about needing beta blockers to deal with the anxiety that the audition situation creates.
All right. So DJ is saying that it's for heart, it's cardiac.
Okay. That may be how they were developed. But because what essentially happens when you're incredibly nervous is that you get a drastically elevated heart rate.
So if you have a gun in your house by your nightstand, should you take beta blockers so you don't like get riled up and grab the gun? That is
Shut
not
up, Mazzy.
You should talk to your
Shut
doctor
the fuck
about
up,
that.
Mazzy.
Hey, Jim, go take a beta blocker, please.
I take placebo.
I think we have some arguments in the peanut gallery going back and forth. Nothing to do with us here.
Okay,
but,
listen, we can
we're
all
still
agree.
all over Fremer.
Okay, here's something
and
we can all
Chad.
agree about Fremer, and you can tell me you don't agree. He's a talking head. We know where his bread is buttered, and he is ripe with inconsistencies. So you can call
Which we all are.
That's anyone if they're held up under a microscope and
Yeah.
they're asked to give their opinion on certain things
I
at certain
understand.
times.
Listen, I'm just saying that's what we.
So what you're saying is nothing,
You know-
Rob. Got it.
Rob, there's been, I think Michael might back me up, maybe not, but there's records that I have that I thought, oh, that doesn't sound right. And then 3 months later, I'm in a different mood, a different place or whatever. And all of a sudden it sounds amazing to me. Sometimes, in the morning, the records sound different than they do the night before and vice versa. That is a real thing on the same system.
Hey, I'll tell you this.
Sell?
Jim is the example that I have. That dude rearranges his room more than someone with a Rubik's Cube. And it sounds great. If I play a record in his setup, it sounds better than in my setup.
Hey, I'm going to respond to this. When I got those 2 APs, I got them when they were $30 or $35, all the Beach Boy records. So I didn't overpay. I paid what they were. When they came out, they were like $35, I think. So I don't think I paid more than $40 for any of the Beach Boys. And I think I have them all stereo and mono. I still say the best one of all of them is Surfer Girl. It's so good, stereo and mono. And when I got those, I really liked the AP versions, and I noticed more bass on the mono. Not overly like they said the other night. Now they're saying that the bass is boomy and stuff. That's why I played it yesterday, and it was more noticeable. I thought it was more balanced on the stereo version because everything is dispersed, I guess. I'm not quite sure why. So I really enjoyed the stereo. Chad's stereo, I think, is excellent.
Actually, you know what? I think the last time I listened to a couple of different versions of this, I actually liked the 45 RPM stereo from AP the best. Now I do have the Carl and the Passions that I bought, I think, with you two, and I do have the 33 AP mono. and to me they're just different.
Yeah.
The Carl and the Passions has some really nice clarity to it, but you know, when I think about the bass on that record,
It's a little thin.
well, like to me, when I listen to the AP mono, that bass that it could be described as boomy, I think of that as like the recording style of like all those like the Ronettes and like stuff like that, where it was like trying to recreate this like big expansive space. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Phil Spector. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what
Wall of
Brian
sound.
Wilson was listening to. And so I think of it like that is an effect. And to me, that's what I think of when I think of the record. And the Carl and the Passions is to me is more detailed. And it has some really, really nice stuff throughout, like the mid-range and the upper mid-range. I don't know. They're different. I don't know if I could say, oh, this one is better than the other, but I know which one I kind of like. And if for the mono, I think I kind of like the AP.
Bobby, you're not backstage.
I honestly, I've always considered the Beach Boys, with the exception of Brian Wilson, to be very pedestrian.
Oh, now I've had it with you, Elliot.
And
They're
I just could not sit
I'm
there.
not that big a fan either, Elliot.
I could not sit there and
Wouldn't
listen
it be
to
nice?
various versions of the Beach Boys. Pet Sounds, I realize, is considered a classic by a lot of people and a very important record. And honestly, I've listened to it. I listened to the OG mono. I had an OG mono that I picked up somewhere, and I listened to it, and I really never got it. And finally, after about 3 listens, I just turned the lights off. I put it on, and I laid back, and I just let it just wash over me. And I have to admit, I had a newfound respect for Pet Sounds, but
I like that song. I like that song about
the
shut your mouth and put your head on my shoulder or something. I don't know.
I don't get the glorification of the putting the Beach Boys on a pedestal.
It's the harmonies. It's not.
If I want harmonies, I'm going to go to the Louvin Brothers or the Everly Brothers.
I'll go to the Beatles.
It's a different
Well,
kind.
the harmonic writing for those groups is, to me, like, especially like I remember listening to Everly Brothers. It's a little more conventional. It's a little more traditional. The Brian Wilson harmonies they're a little more forward thinking in terms of harmonic language. They venture a little bit more into chromaticism, and that's why I think the music theory nerds really love the Beach Boys. But they're not an albums band. They're a singles band. And
Right. They're not an album band. No.
Hold on.
No.
Pet Sounds
You're
is
right.
the only album
I need to
that
clear
is
something.
worth listening to in its entirety from the Beach Boys.
Bobby, I sent you the link. I don't know where you are. If you're trapped in the middle of the universe,
You might have an old link.
You might have an old link.
I sent you the right link, but Bobby, you're not backstage. I bring you up. I
Well,
see it.
You know, the joke about the Beach Boys is that all the Beach Boys are a barbershop quartet with a music center guitar instructor playing Chuck Berry licks.
There's a little truth to that, a little bit, and they got sued and settled, but with, like, if you look at updated versions of some of those early Beach Boys, you have a Chuck Berry credit on some of the publishing of some of the Beach Boys songs, which is interesting. I don't know if I agree or not, but yeah.
But there's some real gems in some of that early catalog. I mean, you have "Don't Worry, Baby." You like some of that "In My Room." "In My Room" is just, I have the AP stereo 45 of "In My Room," and that song is incredible.
Surfer Girl on that.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
I'll tell you my favorite. "Sail On, Sailor," my favorite Beach Boys.
That's the different band somewhat.
Well, yes, I know.
That's when I saw them probably 72, 73 when they had Chapin and Ricky Fattar in the band. So Brian wasn't on tour with them.
I mean,
when the Hollywood Bowl reopened, Brian Wilson opened it, and I went to a rehearsal, and there was nobody there except for some people sitting up close, and one of the band members came up to us and said, "Yeah, Brian's in the fetal position in the waiting room, right, or in the whatever room right now." Yeah.
He had some struggles, didn't he?
He really did.
And it's not true. Bobby is not in the fetal position right now.
And Mike Love
Yeah,
is awesome. He did such a good job with their legacy.
All I'm saying, but okay. Explain to me why they keep putting out the Beach Boys records.
Because they sell.
Because they sell.
Exactly. That means they're popular.
For any of these reissues that they keep putting out, it's because they fucking sell. Don't argue.
Yes.
Don't buy it. If you already have a good copy, move on. Okay, there's new albums coming out this week. I'm excited about what's her name? The Australian woman, kind of post-punky.
Kylie Minogue.
No. Someone help me. Tomorrow, the new
Miley Cyrus.
No. Hipper than that.
No.
Are you talking about Lord?
What's more hip than Miley Cyrus?
Lord is New Zealand, right?
No. What's someone tell me the Australian woman who has an album coming out tomorrow? Courtney Barnett. Courtney Barnett has a new album out. I
don't even know who that
her.
is.
Yeah, me either.
Oh, well.
Never heard of her.
It's all right. A lot of the best music we've never heard of. Remember that.
Yeah.
What style of music is
Instead of bitching about another Beach Boy record, another Fleetwood Mac record, another Beatles record, go buy a new artist. Go buy
what
Courtney
kind of
Barnett.
music is she, Mazzy?
She's kind of, they call it indie. It's kind of post-punk, but it's got a really quirky thing. Great lyrics. Her first album is incredible. Get the first album of hers.
No one had the record doesn't come out till Friday, I think. Tim.
Michael, try to come here for VinylCon next year or whatever.
Yeah,
It was fun.
the thing is, springtime is really hard for my schedule. Springtime, we are very busy.
Oh, it's August.
They do
August,
another one in August, I think.
We don't have a date.
Yeah,
Really.
August
No.
maybe. I'm not sure. Just because August is sometimes a ceremonial month. I am trying to go to. Did they cancel Pacific Audio Fest?
Indie Guitar Swing.
I don't think so.
Okay, I want to come to Pacific Audio Fest. That is one I would like to come to. I
Well,
think
if you need a
that's supposed to be-
place, if you need whoever first dibs, if you need a place to stay as usual,
I would like to prematurely reserve those dibs. Thank you very much, Mazzy.
Okay.
Um,
Remember,
but-
if you use the bath downstairs, watch your head on the light,
Okay.
or
I
don't.
sent Bobby the link. I sent it to him again. So I don't know.
A tip of the hat, although I'm not wearing a hat, to Michael for talking a lot about classical music. I had not been including any classical music at record shows when I carried records to sell. And as a result of a lot of the talk in the vinyl community led by Michael, I have a box that includes a small number of classical records. Sold 3 Living Stereo classicals last week or Sunday.
Cool.
Classical. So there is a market out there at record shows for classical. It's going to sell, not flying off the table, but
No one had classical at VinylCon.
none.
Well, not in a real selling kind of
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, like in the dollar bin kind of way, not in like a. I have
Right.
some.
Well,
heat to sell.
these were not expensive records. I had 2 of them for $6 and 1 of them for $10. I gave them 3 records to the guy for 20. Cut him a deal, gave him for
Nice.
20, and they were nice records. But Living
There's
Stereo.
a dumpster in the alley for you, Rich. All right,
This,
Mazzy, tell us about
this is her debut. Excellent album. Critics' darling, but look at Tiny Desk, look at all that kind of stuff. Look at her. She's great. Wonderful. I think this is her best sounding record. This has a great tight sound, kind of edgy, but not, it's good guitar stuff, but it's really tight. It's not like virtuoso type of thing. Her lyrics are hysterical and great and tight. This is her last official record. It's my least favorite of the first 3, but I love that cover. And this is a good record. Her and Kurt Weill did a record together. So this is an excellent record too. There's Courtney Barnett. That's her.
Remind me who Kurt Weill is.
It's this.
He's like a no Kurt. Wait, different Kurt Weill. Sorry.
Not Bertolt Brecht and yeah. He's they're very similar. Like he's kind of a indie folky rock, tight guitar,
Okay.
not loud thrashy. They're in the same genre, I would say, very close. And this is a great duo record.
Cool.
Yeah, but
Did
her
you
record
pay for-
isn't that a record. I
Did
guess
you
that
pay for all those records?
I paid for all these records. I've seen her twice, and she's great. Well, go listen. Go listen to.
I'll
you know,
go
if you
give
have-
it a. I'll stream
I'll listen to the album on my flight back.
Yeah,
to
I haven't heard the new
Colorado.
album yet, but I'm going to get it even
Oh
without
wait,
hearing.
where are you, Michael?
I'm in Columbus, Ohio.
Nice.
I was in-
You show a couple of records, Rob.
Yeah, I'm on tour right now. I was in Cincinnati, and then we've been in Columbus the last couple of days, and then we're going to Cleveland tonight.
Cleveland rocks.
Yeah, I wish I had time to explore Cleveland. I don't. The only place I've had time to kind of get out and explore the city is in Columbus. And I
They have
actually
really good chili there.
that's
Hey.
what I keep hearing. Not a huge chili fan. You know what they
I
have
thought
good
that
that
was
they don't.
Dayton.
You know what they have here that hey Bobby. You know what they have here that I can't get back home is good Chinese food. There's very good Chinese food here.
Yeah. They have good Chinese food there.
Mhm.
Okay.
They have good Szechuan food.
Your
so
mic
like the-
isn't working, Bobby. Uh-oh. Can someone call tech?
It's all right. Actually, I wanted to before we move on, I wanted to mention I met up with a vinyl YouTuber while I was here because he messaged me on Instagram. He saw that I was in Columbus. He was like, "Hey, man, you want to go to a record store?" What? Yeah, sure. So, do you guys know Beer and Vinyl, Alex?
Yeah.
He came out here a few months ago.
Good guy.
Oh,
bro.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, super nice guy. Yeah, he came and we went to a record store, and then I also went to a record store he's like working part-time at, and I can show some stuff I got if you guys want to see it.
Okay, until Bobby's mic is not working.
Yeah, we'll let Bobby work through his technical difficulties.
Maybe you could get a whiteboard and just write down your thoughts, Bobby.
Yeah, I got the new mono giant steps.
Okay.
Oh man, my glare is terrible. Oof. I'm
That's
sorry.
all right. We can see it.
Let's
By the way, if Westman's still watching, I think Rhino sold out of the boxes of those.
I saw that this is a Isao Suzuki reissue. You know, he's normally on Three Blind Mice, but this is not a Three Blind Mice reissue. But they're starting to reissue more Isao Suzuki titles, and this is his Samba Club he did with Tsuyoshi Yamamoto.
Bye.
You're working now, Bobby.
Hey, Bobby.
What did you
Hey,
do?
Bobby.
I don't know. What is it working right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What do you know about that? I don't know what I did.
So I got this. So Alex really recommended this Nathan Davis Happy Girl RSD
Oh, yeah,
title
yeah.
that we found in the bins.
Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, you should definitely get that, and it
Yeah.
was not expensive. But you know what I found in the so we went to this store called Used Kids, and they have different new arrival
Used
sections.
kids?
Yes,
That doesn't sound like Epstein Island or something.
yeah. So get your mind out of the gutter, Mazzy.
Yeah, well, that's what you're. Yeah, Mazzy, please.
No, it's a really good record store, and what's cool about them is they have different new arrival bins. So they have an arrival bin that's like $15 and under, and then they have a new arrival bin they call Banger Alley. And
We're getting deeper.
Wait,
yeah,
Michael, calm down.
but anyway, so I found this in Banger Alley.
Oh,
Oh, very nice.
that's
Lee
my
Morgan.
favorite. That is my favorite Lee Morgan record.
It's I was listening to it online. It's really good. It's not the first label. It's the second label. It's the It's
United
the,
Artists. Or no,
this
it's
guy.
Black B. Okay,
Yeah.
but it
But
came out as a United Artist.
because it came out in 72 and they switched to this label in 73.
Yeah,
So
but they're
um,
Van Gelders.
yeah, it's
But
Van
you know,
Gelder
like-
in the Dead Wax, and it's super clean.
A lot of that band is if you got the Live at the Lighthouse, but it's the first song is Billy Harper's song they do on there. It's really good.
Yeah.
Billy Harper.
This was a $1 bin French Baroque record I found. Some of these musical heritage society records are usually pretty good.
Mhm.
This was cool. I never see this stuff in the wild. So then, Rob, do you know about Decca Headline?
No, it's classical.
Yeah, so it's this series. So this is Henze Voices. So Decca Headline was a sub-label of Decca Records
Yeah.
that was purely dedicated to really kind of more avant-garde contemporary classical music. So there's some Messiaen records on Decca Headline. There's some Stockhausen, I think, on Decca Headline. So it's the more kind of out there electronic avant-garde classical. But the thing about Decca Headline is that all these records were recorded incredibly well. I mean, it's some of the best sounding classical records I've ever heard. So whenever I see them, they're not expensive, but whenever I see a Decca Headline, you know, they only release like 25 of them, but whenever I see a Decca Headline in the bins, I always grab it.
When did they release them?
Like late 70s.
Okay.
And this is a Yes album that I've been meaning to get a copy of. It's just kind of like filling in the less important albums for me. It's going for the one by Yes.
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. That's what lineup changes on that Yes album?
So this is I think this is the one they did. It's right after Relayer.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. But I think this is when they brought their keyboardist back, I think. Someone in the comments correct me.
It doesn't have what's his face? He's still
Rick
alive.
Wakeman?
Yeah. Is that Rick Wakeman?
No, it has this is the I think this was the return of Rick Wakeman, if I'm not.
And then after that album is when John Anderson and Rick Wakeman left, and they brought in Trevor Horn, right?
Trevor Rabin.
No, Trevor.
Wait, are
Rabin
you talking
came in
about? Are you
80.
talking about the lineup on Relayer? I'm not sure.
The lineup, the first bit major when John Anderson left, they brought in Trevor Horn. They brought in the Buggles, Trevor Horn, and what's his face?
I need to go look at the Yes lineup.
It's not a bad album. I mean, I like that album.
I mean, I think of like classic Yes as going up through Relayer.
So Drama was the next record where the Buggles.
Yeah, Drama is late. Drama came out 1980? Because they had Going for the One, and I think then they had Tomato, right? And then they had Drama, and I think then 90125 is what came after that. I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't Yes one of the very first prog bands, kinda?
Yeah, right after King
The
Crimson.
first, maybe, yeah.
Well,
although
of the
their early
big
stuff isn't
ones,
really
it
prog.
was King Crimson, then Yes, then Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and yeah.
I know when I seen them in '71, the crowd didn't get them. They weren't into prog. That not till a year or two later, right? I kind of love them, but
69 isn't 69 when Court of the Crimson King came out.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, there was
Frank Zappa.
No. Jethro Tull was doing stuff, and then before
Yeah.
that, there was
the
Moody
Canterbury
Blues.
scene. There was
Hey,
you had the
are you
British
done
stuff. You
throwing
had
your
like
records?
not quite.
Caravan.
Yeah, Caravan, Land of Pink and Gray, man. Land of Pink and Gray is such
That's
a
a great
perfect album.
record.
Anyway, here's a cool Mercury I found for $4, and it's the color back.
Nice.
And what really cool thing about grabbing this is, our commander in the band that recently retired, Hands Across the Sea was one of his favorite Sousa marches, and I played it a few times. It's a great little march. I got another one of the I'm not going to get all the Coltrane monos that Rhino did. I got Giant Steps because Giant Steps in mono is just
Get the blues
like
one. Get the blues one.
Yep. Blues is best.
Do what
That's a
Mazzy
great
said.
record.
Yeah. Well, this is also the only. So all the others. Well, I have the AP Giant Steps, but all the others I have the ORG 45s that Bernie Grundman cut 12 years ago.
Yeah.
But not this one. I don't have the stereo AP 45 of this, and so I was like, okay, well, I might as well get the one I don't have.
I think it might be the best sounding one, even.
Really, that's good.
Maybe.
And then at the record store that Alex worked at, they had this on the wall, an original UK
Of what? What is that?
Susie and the Banshees of Nocturne. And you want to know what's cool about what's not cool? It's interesting about this one. So this is the UK. This is one that Robert Smith plays on. It's their live album, basically. And side C on this has no label.
Oh, really?
So here's side D. Check out side C. It just
nice.
like fell off or something.
Do you think it fell off, or was it a production
Pressing defect? I don't know.
I've had records where they put 2 copies of a label on it, bubbles,
Yeah, I don't know.
So we might have
and
an
then the
issue with
rest
the Pacific Audio Show is Rosh Hashanah weekend. So I don't know if that's going to be a big issue for some people.
Mazzy, will you have a dinner so we can celebrate properly?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this was cool. It's a double album living stereo. I don't have it, so it's a Fiedler Boston Pops.
Did you get that
and
because
then-
of vinyl
Okay.
and beer? Did
One
vinyl and
thing I
beer
want
make
to
you
get
buy?
to the bottom of, and Anthony's watching. Here's the deal. I feel like Arthur Fiedler Boston Pop records were like watered down classical, and they were very popular. Are
Well,
there?
they're pops,
I understand.
but there's good music on them.
No,
Like the
so
Boston
I
Pops
wanna-
can play.
Okay, but here's the one thing I want to clarify for me. As an audiophile record, are there any Arthur Fiedler records that are considered to be like that?
Oh yeah, his he did the Rhapsody in Blue, I believe. That is an amazing sounding record. He's done some.
Is
he's done
that
some
the
really
one
good
with the girl,
sounding?
girl holding the hat on
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He also did Gaieté Parisienne, which is one of the best sounding living stereos of all time. AP has that in print. You should go buy it because it's incredible. And this one, this one has actually. This is kind of an interesting compilation of stuff because you've got some really serious classical music on here. You have the Handel excerpts from the opera Xerxes. You have the Wagner Lohengrin Prelude to Act 3. That's all serious classical music. That you have Enescu Romanian Rhapsody, Liszt Hungarian Fantasy, but then you have some lighter stuff like you have the Thomas Mignon Overture. You have Elgar Pomp and Circumstance. You have Bernstein West Side Story. The Leroy Anderson Bugler's Holiday, which I've played on many a summer concert series. So you have a kind of a mix of kind of lighter stuff and some excerpts from well-known but serious classical music. The Boston Pops, we need orchestras like the Boston Pops because they are ways for people to digest classical music in appetizer-sized bites. And they're great melodies, great playing. These are great recordings that shouldn't be dismissed.
They were very, very, actually, Fiedler was very, very popular. I remember for about 5-8 years, something like that with the adults.
Do you have his disco album, Bobby?
Saturday Night Fiedler?
I don't have no Arthur Fiedler records, but I remember them.
Okay, here's a good one for you, Michael. The longest tenured conductor of an organized orchestra. Was it Arthur Fiedler?
Maybe. The Boston Pops, yeah, he was there for a long time. He was there well into the 90s. It could be him. It could be Carrion. I'm trying to think of other people that were just around forever. So, did you know the answer to that question, or were you asking?
No, I'm putting it out there. I know. Living in LA when I came here, was it? How long was Zubin Mehta the conductor of the LA Philharmonic?
Zubin
I don't know.
Mehta.
Hey Rex, you can't blame Wagner because the Nazis liked his music, man. You can't blame music on that kind of shit, man.
Hey, here's an announcement just dropped May 29th. We knew it was coming. Just for all you Beatles fans out there, can you bring me up here, Rob?
Are you done showing records, Michael?
Yeah, I got.
Apparently,
We'll come
Mazzy
back to
says
it
so.
We have to
No, I
bow.
thought he looked like
Razzies are Michael Fremer.
Why is everyone yelling?
Michael's arms were down. He looked like he was in a pause moment.
You could say, Michael, are you done showing records? What the hell is that?
It's the new McCartney.
Yeah. My degree of concern can be measured in micro give a shits.
Wow, maybe in 8 years I'll hear 30 seconds of that on YouTube.
Oh,
Well, there's a good short documentary on a classical musician I'll recommend. I think it's about 35 minutes long, 40, called "The Only Girl in the Orchestra."
Yeah, Oren
O'Brien. O'Brien.
She taught at the school I went to. I had friends that studied with her.
Yes, double bass player, started at the is it New York Philharmonic or New York Symphony?
Well, she won that position. Well, she was appointed by Leonard Bernstein. I'm trying to remember if they had a blind audition system back then. She was appointed
1966.
Yep.
She played with them until just a few years ago.
Yep.
50-some year career in that orchestra. And so it's an interesting, her niece did the documentary. So it's not long or elaborate, but it's just a nice little piece. It's on Netflix, so anybody might want to watch that.
Yeah. I just remember one of my classmates getting kind of frustrated because he's like, She keeps falling asleep during my lessons.
Well, she's been around a long time, so
No, she worked until quite old age.
Hey,
Yes.
Michael, you want to finish on your records?
No, I got them all. There was one Wagner dollar bin record that I got. This was $2, and it's a pretty good collection of just like I always recommend, because Wagner can be very intimidating to get into because the operas are so long. Just get some of this orchestral excerpts, because the writing is so good. You don't need the vocals to understand it. I mean, you have Lohengrin Prelude, the Prelude in Liebestod from Tristan and Isolde, the Meistersinger Prelude. This is really kind of a greatest hits of some of these amazing melodies that you're going to want to hear. And this was $2. Like you can go online and get this for less than $5.
Can I show this to Michael? I just picked this up.
Prelude to Long.
Oh, the Sibelius.
I paid a crap ton for it. It's very minty and it's lovely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Our generation got turned on to Wagner in the movie Help because Prelude to Lohengrin Act 3, I think, is in that, the famous.
Oh, I always thought it was What's Opera Duck.
Diddly-dee. Oh,
That sounds almost like it, Mazzy.
Pardon me?
Never mind.
I can't sing.
Yeah.
None of us got Paul McCartney tickets, Chris.
Hey, Bobby, what do you wanted to come up? Did you have something specific?
No, I just wanted to come up and shoot the shit. That's all. Been a long time since I've been up on one of your shows. Wow.
nice.
Yeah, good to see you, Bobby.
And I figured I'd get up here and show a couple of records. Some guy just asked if I wanted to show some records, so I grabbed.
Yeah,
a couple.
let's see some.
Well, some guy was Kimbo, and I believe he was full of shit.
Oh wow. Well, I got
This
him
is my
anyhow.
pit trick.
we're all full of shit, though, Rob. You got to admit that.
Oh,
You guys
Irma
know
Thomas.
Irma Thomas?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
Great
love her.
soul singer.
Fantastic album,
Yep.
man.
Great vocalist. Yes.
My
Savoy Brown.
favorite Savoy Brown album. I just love this album. I've been playing it, ever since it come out. It's just an incredible album to me, man. I think that he actually has the best blues voice of all the English guys. Next up here, we got Mary Wells. I'm a fan of Mary always, right? I'm an oldster. I like the old people.
Should have been the lead singer, shouldn't she?
Yeah. John Hammond. I seen him in a coffee house. I was sitting maybe 15 feet from him down in the village in Toronto, and all he had was a harmonica and a guitar, right? And he was incredible.
Just died a couple months ago.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, 69. I seen him down at the Riverboat Coffee House. Some guys.
Son of his father was a great A&R guy at Columbia. Signed
Oh
Dylan.
yeah. Well, huge, right? He's huge. I always loved this Spirit.
Yep.
I always loved this album too, right?
Is Fresh Garbage on that?
Well, yeah.
I really like that record, and I have the Sundazed version of that, and I have an original. And for the life of me, I just haven't found time to compare them. But
It's got, Nature's Way, Animal Zoo, Lived Around, Mr. Skin, that's.
Nature's Way is such a great tune. What's funny is the one year I went to Axpona, I went to the little reception the night before it started. And they had a hired jazz kind of lounge pianist, and he was playing a lounge piano cover of Nature's Way.
Uh-huh.
When I've seen them,
Spirit.
I'd seen him in a burlesque theater in 72, and I had seen all kinds of great guitar players like Page and Hendrix and Clapton and, Alvin Lee and all of that. But Randy California, he surprised the shit out of me how good he was. Same with Frank Zappa. When I seen Zappa in 69, I couldn't believe how good he was on a guitar, right? Those are two guys that don't get their accolades for how they played, right? Next up, Hot Buttered Soul.
Great record.
Walk On By is just an incredible tune to crash to, right?
The one step of that is insane.
Yeah.
I got to get that record.
And the last one I got here is.
I even have that album. I think that's,
that's signed to me from Van Morrison.
Cool.
Nice.
He was supposed to sign 2 albums, but he wouldn't sign the Warner Brothers album.
The controversy with that was they used a photograph. They didn't know the photographer, and they ended up not paying the photographer, and they had to do a mea culpa after the fact.
So
All great records there.
When did you get that autographed record, Bobby?
Well, it was sent to me. Do you guys remember Benny Costello from Ireland? He hasn't done a video in years. He sort of run out, right? But he's from Ireland, and Dan was going on a tour, and he knew the bass player that was going to be playing for him, so he gave him a couple of records for Van to sign, and then he sent them to me, right?
Cool.
Nice.
Well, Benny Costello. Great kid from Ireland. He actually come over from Ireland twice to visit me.
wow.
Who was on first?
Yeah, who's on first? Okay, that's all I was going to show. I got a ton of 45s. I sold all my albums when I moved. I had to sell them to move, but I kept all my 45s, and I got about 4,000 of them. I've got
Nice.
I've got quite the 45 collection. I even got the first one that was ever made, RCA Victor. Well, first one sold to the people, right, for sale.
All right, Elliot, you want to show something?
Yeah, I'll show a few. I won't take up too much time because I know I'm long-winded. I had
Okay. Thank you, Elliot. That's all the time we had.
a gap in my collection. Acoustic is my wheelhouse more than anything else. I did not have this David Grisman Mando album. I had everything before it and after it, but I didn't have this one. So I found this on Discogs. Now, that looks like a prog record cover, doesn't it?
Yeah. Is that on his label? What label?
Yeah, but
It looks like maybe like prog folk.
Yeah, it's on Warner Brothers.
Yeah, but Grisman is kind of like leans more to Dead than he does to.
Well, he's
bluegrass, right?
He's newgrass.
These are jazz records.
Newgrass jazz. Yeah.
Which is jazz, really, honestly. But so I got this, but the seller had several. I ended up buying several records from him. I already had these records, but he had a good price on them, and I wanted to get this record. And, you take advantage of free shipping and all that. So I got these, and I'm going to resell these at shows because this is the stuff people go to my booth looking for. Quintet 80 on Warner Brothers as well. Also on Warner Brothers, this is one of the neater covers. This is a promo copy. It's a dog jazz, and then you flip it over, and it's dog grass. So you see the dog theme there.
Ellie, do you feel like you showed some maybe desirable records, but then when you bring out some sort of weird dog album, it really...
Well, see, David Grisman's nickname is Dog.
His label is,
and he so they called it dog music. It's jazz, really. Honestly, this is acousticity. This is on MCA, and interestingly enough, you don't normally hear drums in this acoustic ensemble type music, but Hal Blaine plays percussion and some drums on this. So I got those. And the only other one I'll show you, when I go to the record shows, I go through buy a lot from other sellers. Guy there from Greensboro that has a record store, and all he brings is stuff he sells for $1 or $2. Fills up his table and just sells a bunch and gets rid of the excess out of his store. It just goes to show one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Well, you're proof of that, Elliot.
Absolutely, Rob. I agree with that 100%. The label Malaco out of I believe Mississippi or Alabama.
Rob and I only know Malachi.
Miss Jackson, Mississippi.
Don't bring me into your Jew land.
Okay, look, this is the Sensational Nightingales. I Surrender All.
Is that
Malaco.
The gospel. Yeah, they're gospel.
Yes, and it is the Sensational Nightingale started in 1942. They still perform today. Obviously, there's been a changeover of membership, but some of these guys are still with them today. This is a 1984 record, but this guy right here, Thompson, I believe, he is still with them, and it may be Wallace, JoJo Wallace, is still with them today, almost 30 years later.
Listen,
great
DMB. Elliot is not trash. However, if you've ever watched Elliot show records, there's something else.
But because, Rob, would you rather I showed the same old records everybody shows, or show records that don't normally get shown? Just like when Michael comes on and shows some classical stuff.
Well, hold on. Don't
They
bring
don't get
Michael
shown
down
that
to your level of record collecting.
Say
Do
that
you have a
again,
copy
Rob?
of Pet Sounds?
Don't bring Michael down to your level of record collecting.
I don't know how to respond to that one, Rob. You're hurting my feelings.
You know what, Elliot? Just say I don't have any classical records.
No,
I do actually. I do have some.
Here's the deal. There is Elliot who shows the music he loves. Then there's Elliot who shows the music he finds. He just shows music he loves.
Okay, that brings up a point. Remember I showed you those records I got real inexpensively a few weeks ago when y'all were just giving me hell. I made the point that these were records that I was going to resell. And there were like 12 records that I was going to resell. I had gotten them from a brick and mortar who was just trying to unload stuff they couldn't get rid of.
Exactly.
Okay. Y'all ridiculed me, hurt my feelings. But after that show, 2 different people reached out to me about some of those records. And so I gifted 2 of our fellow VC members with 3 of those records. They wanted to pay for them, but I said, no, this is a gift. And I gifted them to them. And the Nikki Sixx record y'all laughed about?
Yes.
First record show I did this year, 2 weeks ago, within an hour after I set up my table, I had that sold.
I can see where there might be a market for that in Raleigh.
Hold on.
No, this was in Wilson.
Oh, I mean Wilson.
Listen, you could sell anything to anyone, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. Now, what type of person bought that Nikki Sixx record?
It was a young lady who, real nice young lady who was into heavy metal, hair metal, things like that.
There's a song Zappa wrote about her, possibly called Carolina Hardcore Ecstasy. Should check that out. Bobby knows what I'm talking about.
Now, but
That's
hey,
Zappa. Zappa's wacko.
We certainly don't want to make fun of this young lady. She was very well informed. She knew her music. She knew what she liked.
Very
And
good.
That was something she wanted.
Did
I didn't
she
mean
have
to make
Beatle
fun of the
marks
young
on
lady.
her arm?
She had people what?
Never mind.
Yep.
Now, darling, stomp all over me.
Listen, seriously, no one comes around here showing like Americana or bluegrass or whatever else.
I'll share one
It's
more.
a dying art.
I'll share one more I got.
That is a real record. I know that much.
And this is a promo copy. It's the white label promo.
Oh,
Guy,
wow! That's probably a pricey record there.
yeah. You know what I paid for it?
$1.
No, less than $5. A guy was sharing a table with a friend of mine. He was trying to unload his collection. I bought 28 records from him for $125. This was one of them. 8 different Nancy Griffith records.
Those
aren't cheap records.
3 different early Steve Earle records.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of what all else. Some Joni Mitchell. 2 Robert Earl Keen records. Now, when Robert Earl Keen was big,
those I've seen them on the wall at Amoeba. Those are not cheap records.
exactly.
Is that a white label?
This is, yes.
And
But-
I've said this before. I like Robert Earl King. He's Texas music.
Yeah, these were Texas singer-songwriter. But when he was popular, they were just doing CDs. His records weren't released as vinyl until later. And these were like near mint vinyl. And the guy was just...
Those are over $100 records, I think.
I paid about $4.75 for them. But, you know, there are all kinds of bargains out there if you look for them. People complain about how much records cost, but whether they're new or they're used.
If if the seller doesn't really know about them.
Well, this guy was a well-informed person. I'd seen him at record shows. He knew what things were worth. He just wanted to. He ended up selling every record he had that day at the Wilson show. He had maybe 3 balls.
I don't know if you know this, but didn't Robert Earl King write songs for other people that they did well with?
Yeah.
I think other people covered his songs. Yes.
Yeah, that's an A&M. That's an A&M version. That's the A&M promo because that's the sticker on the front. Intervention.
Here, do you have this record? Do you have this one?
Album of that is incredible.
Joe,
that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, Jim.
I want to know if this was a big record in Elliot's life, because there's a lesson to be learned here.
Elliot has never.
Don't come home a drinking with loving on your mind.
One other thing I'll note in the boxes, I noticed, you know, we normally put the open side at the top.
Yeah.
But when you've got records at a record show, when people were thumbing through them, it's a little harder to thumb through them when the open area is on the top. So I moved it to the side for 2 reasons. You don't get the outer covers torn as easily, and it's easier for people to thumb through. And if they want to examine the vinyl, it's easy to pull it out, because think how many times I've had to take a record from somebody who's examined the vinyl and put it back in the outer sleeve because they couldn't. So,
you know, Elliot, I hope the producers of The Price is Right are watching, because you would make a fabulous spokesmodel.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing.
Getting back to that record you just put down, Mazzy's best friend, I think, reissued that record.
I just said, Intervention has a great version of what they do. He's done a couple of Gene Clark records, and the Dillard's record is great.
Guys, I got to run and give some keys to some people, but it's been nice chatting with you all this morning.
Hey, nice seeing you, Michael.
Thanks for coming
Good
by.
seeing you, Michael.
Break a leg on your tour.
Actually, Jim has the best radio voice out of all you guys.
Hello, all you cats and kittens.
We've always said Jim has a face for radio.
I do.
He
That
does.
is true.
Yeah. Wow.
Hello, all you
And
kittens.
he has a body for making cookies and living in a tree.
There you go. Anyway, those are some cool records. I had a record. Hold on. Is this something? No. Never mind. I thought I had a country record.
You showed it, the one country record you have.
No. Is this something you're interested in, Elliot? I would love to turn you on to this shit.
Let's see what it is. I can't see it.
I don't know.
Frank Zappa, sure.
Yeah. It's all guitar solos. All guitar solos.
How many do you have? 38 copies of that?
Now he can play. Frank
I've
can
more-
play. Question
I
about
have more than 3.
He's
more than
surprised to
3.
Get out of me, I'll tell you.
I got nothing else. I'm doing here. Whoa.
No Doc's record stores.
This is all I haven't done San Diego yet, but we're going to do San Diego. See, I need to make a phone call. Can I do that on my phone while I'm
No.
You can try it.
No.
No.
I gotta call the printer, see if we got anything.
Yes.
I'll wait a half hour.
All right. You do that. Someone wants to come up. I'm trying to figure that
Eddie
out.
Perez.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Eddie. But Rob, if you in your area, if you see any of these Grissman or anything like that,
I see Grissman records. Obviously, I told you the one time I saw Robert Earl King, it was on the wall at Amoeba.
But
There's
if
like
you see any of those Grisman records and you can pick them up cheap, buy them for me. I'll reimburse you and pay shipping.
Here's
Get them.
here's two of my
I'm
favorite
glad
guitar
we paid
records.
Tuesday for a Grisman album today, Rob.
Okay.
This
That's
is
a good album.
that
That
is
is a
a
good
killer
album.
record, man.
I love
It's
that.
just
I
so
actually have a
good.
factoid
Here's
about
another one. Another
That is-
really. That's another one. These are
That is a
two.
great album right there.
Jim, go back
Yeah.
to that other record because I have a factoid about that.
Okay.
So I didn't know this, that Les Paul kind of went into retirement in the late 60s. And I think he kind of did that for 10 years. Then it was Chet Atkins who got him out of retirement to do, I think, that album. But they did a couple albums together.
Yeah.
He
And it was like
did,
in the mid-70s.
and Les Paul. I saw him once because he did a residency at a club in New York, like every week.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
I
He did
saw
that
one of
for
those
years,
shows.
didn't he?
It was
Didn't he do that for
incredible to
years and
see
years?
it.
This is a great sounding record as well. It really plays well.
Yeah.
So
If you ever see it, it's cheap,
Find
but
it.
it's a good sounding record.
yeah, and so's that this one is just amazing too.
The one
It's,
he did with
Stags
his
and Rice.
brother.
Yes.
The one he did with his brother is great.
That's a $20 record right there. If you want to sell
Is
that.
it?
Yeah.
Cool. I love this. These are two of my
Some people
favorites.
would pay 30 for it if it's in really good shape.
It's minty, but it doesn't hold a candle to
Yeah, Alan.
"Don't Come Home a Drinking" with "Loving on Your
Lovin' on Your
Mind."
Hey, hold on. Can you hold that record back up again, Jim? Don't you have that blazer?
You know that my hair used to be exactly like that. That's why I love this record.
Yeah.
Coal miner's daughter, Loretta Wynn. Hey.
Oh, Tony
Here.
Rice and Grisman played on a lot of stuff.
I'm a
together.
country fan, but I don't like her music at all.
Oh,
I
really?
saw-
No, I'm
with Jerry
early country for me. And as far as the women singers are concerned, Patsy Cline by far over everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patsy and Loretta were good friends.
Oh, I understand. But that was much later. I mean, Patsy was on the scene down there in the late 50s looking for somebody to write her a record.
Here.
Right.
This is a badass record. I'm not kidding. I love
Yeah.
this fucking thing.
Oh, that's an amazing set. You know, people always talk the virtues of that.
That was a big hit. That was a big hit.
Yeah, big band. That's a
Bad
really
Son,
great
man.
sounding record, like the tennis.
That was
Yes,
a
it is.
crossover. Big
Like
Bad
the
Son was a
tennis Ernie-
crossover hit.
like the
This
Tennessee
guy-
trio.
This
record.
guy's fucking amazing. Pardon my French.
Oh, Sonny James. Oh, yeah.
Big. This is
Let me
a great.
bake a sugar cake for your ever love. You know, he's got some rockabilly tunes that are worth a lot of money on the 45.
And then
You showed the Jimmy Dean record. Oh, that's a really good album. Yeah.
isn't this a good record?
That's a great. Even
And then here,
Steve Hoffman says it's a great test stereo record. That
What's that last one you got there?
let me take this post-it off. This means I cleaned it ultrasonically.
You got any Hank Williams records?
This is yeah, I have some Hank Williams. I got about 3 or 4 Hank Williams. Love him too. I love I like the old stuff. I got introduced, I'm a LA boy. I got introduced to country music through Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And
Yeah.
I love those, really old kind of tunes and the way they played it.
You know,
But
me-
now it's just
Me and my
country
old
rock.
man, me and my old man went down to see George Jones at the Horseshoe Tavern in the mid 60s. I was underage, but you could drink a Coke. And anyhow, George didn't show.
Uh-oh.
Shocker.
Shit.
Shocker there.
Hey, they used to have a rodeo out here in Ventura we used to go to all the time. That was badass.
Well, where's the Palomino Club?
Gone.
Where what?
But
Where
it was on Lancashire.
Hey, Jim can probably confirm this. The #1 radio station in Los Angeles for years was what station, Jim?
What years are we talking about?
Music.
It-
As
it-
long as I lived here,
It was.
for music. It was
it
the
was-
country. It's the country radio station.
Oh yeah. What was it? I can't think of the. But yeah, that was actually. You know what the #1 station was? Spanish language. KTNQ K Love.
I understand that, Matt. Right, whatever your name is.
Jaime.
The country radio station was
Yeah.
huge in Los
I've
Angeles.
seen Gordy Lightfoot all kinds of times there at G. Aldrich, all kinds of times in the mid 60s in the coffee houses down at Yorkville Village. Gordy, he was big time in Toronto.
Well, Jim showed that Skaggs and Rice album.
Right.
Tony Rice was probably the biggest advocate for the songwriting of Gordon Lightfoot that there ever was. You can hardly pick up a Tony Rice album and there not be at least one, oftentimes 2 or 3 Gordon Lightfoot songs on his albums.
Well, Bob Dylan thought Gordy Lightfoot was one of the best songwriters that there ever was. And if Dylan says that about somebody, you know,
He covered
it,
he covered In the Early Morning Rain.
Hey.
Oh yeah. He did
So Bobby, I got to tell us a story real fast. My father's from Winnipeg. He's 101 years old. 2 weeks ago, he said, I want to go ice skating. They took him down to, because he used to play hockey. They took him down to where the Kings.
We all played hockey up here.
Right. They took him down to where the Kings were playing, and they hooked him up, and he's pushing her.
Story number 6 in Jim's.
They're pushing my dad around, or he's pushing the net around on the ice. He's holding the net and he's skating. Yeah, okay. And the color guy for the
hold on,
the Kings, the guy that does the
Jim.
Wait a minute, I gotta hear the rest of the story.
The commentary guy,
the commentary guy for the Kings.
Normally we say African American now, Jim.
No. I'm sorry. I mean the color commentary. The guy that adds the color commentary for the Kings was there, and he videotaped my father on the ice. And while he's on the ice, he's calling the game. He remembers from like 90 years ago. He's calling a game. Gordie Howe, all this shit. They videotaped it. They invited my father to a game, and they're going to show it on the thing. They're going to show my father, 101 years old, ice skating at a Kings game.
Well, post that on YouTube.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Post that on YouTube. I'd love to see
I will. So I had to share that with a Canuck up here.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. 101, and he still wants to get on skates, man. I bet you he was a fighter when he played hockey.
I don't know. Yeah. You know, he played for the Royal Canadian Navy during World War II. He skated when he was in the Navy. He was on the team. Anyway, just wanted to share that. My dad got on the ice. They're going to show it at a Kings game. Fucking amazing.
That's great.
Well, make sure you get it. Make sure you.
I will. I'm sure there'll be a tape file of it.
Vinyl Piper. It wasn't my record. In fact, Chris, as you saw in that video, forgot who he was from Pira Ubu. Yeah, probably under Thomas, under T.
Eddie, do you want to say something?
Hey, Eddie.
Your mic is not working.
It's not working?
Yes,
now it is.
Yeah, it is.
I'm using the laptop's mic. That's why.
Okay. You're good now.
Okay. Hey, Jim, so what made the difference in that great sounding clip you posted? Do you think it was the actual 8-track or was it the repositioning of your equipment?
It was the it was the reel-to-reel tape that I was playing. That reel-to-reel of man, did that sound crazy, and it picked it up a little bit. The room is set up right, so we kind of can get that a little bit, that it sounds so good. But that was the reel-to-reel tape.
Wow, it sounded amazing on just my laptop. It sounded great.
Even on YouTube, it kind of came through how nice that popped. Really
This winter, I took out these pucks down in the parking lot where I still got a couple of hockey sticks, right? And I was shooting the pucks around just for the old time's sake. And I was saying to myself, Bobby, maybe you should get skates and go down there and do a little. And then I said to myself, Christ, Bobby, you're 77 years old. Somebody get through the boards. Forget about it.
Don't do it, Bobby. I see a lot of people at our office who just watering the lawn fall down, and it's a major pain in the ass. A crack.
Well, I played
Is that a good thing to
played
go
real
through?
good hockey. I played with a number of guys who went to the NHL. Actually, I played hockey with guys that were better. But when you're a teenager,
Right.
that's when you discover alcohol and girls, right? So hockey ain't your life anymore.
Yeah.
You got to be really, really dedicated, eh?
All right.
Um,
So Bobby Gass's NHL career was derailed by alcohol and girls.
Well,
We
it
used to
was.
call that.
Everybody's.
I
used to
had
call that
I had the right attitude for the years, like, I mean, I like to fight and shit like that, right? And I scored a lot of goals. So, that kind of a hockey player was worth his weight in gold in the old days.
Oh yeah. My dad one time, a friend of his who was in the NHL came for dinner. That guy had a tuck and roll face. I mean, his face was just scars.
Well, Johnny Bauer, who was a goaltender for the Toronto Maple Leafs, won 4 Stanley Cups with him. That guy used to come to our high school hockey games. We were the Ontario champions, right? And his face was so scarred, you wouldn't believe. And then Terry Sawchuk, then I seen Terry Sawchuk, and his face was worse. I mean, these guys, this was before they were wearing masks and all of that stuff, and they took a lot of pucks off the face, eh? But when Bobby Hall come with the curved stick, everybody started wearing masks.
Right. My dad, they used to play with horse shit on the streets.
Oh,
They'd use horse shit as a puck.
yeah. It was cold, right? So
Yeah, frozen horse shit and just
we
skate on the
didn't.
streets.
We didn't. In the wintertime, we were using tennis balls and or sponge balls and shit like that. Actually, the best thing to use for us kids, we played a lot of street hockey, was a tennis ball where the fur was worn right off it, right? Yeah, and it was great. The only problem with it was when it was wet, after a rain, when the ball got wet, you got hit in the face or bare skin with it. It hurt like hell.
You're lucky
Right.
to have dog shit as a puck back in your day. All we had was a booger we stuck.
Hey,
in.
I remember, Mazzy. I remember, horse-drawn bread trucks, horse-drawn milk trucks,
Horse-drawn. Wow.
horse-drawn.
You're lucky you had a horse back in the day.
horseman
We had a
ice
rat bringing our
Bobby used
shit
to have a
around.
stick and a wheel, and he would twirl it and run down the.
Well, no,
unpaved
rubber
road.
tires. City kids, we used rubber tires.
Oh, you're
There
lucky.
was an old rubber tire laying someplace on the street, pretty much every block, right?
Stickball. My dad used to talk about stickball.
Stickball. That's baseball, right?
We had
A thin stick, and
It was a city kids game.
yeah.
Was that a thing in the East Coast only? Because I never heard of it.
It was like
and I
a
watched the
movie.
movie.
It was a city thing.
Yeah, New York. I mean, Joe DiMaggio was a famous stickball player.
Yeah, but he had
His
Marilyn
mom would be
Monroe.
yelling, "You come back in here!"
Hey, I think when Eddie was a kid, he played soccer with a severed human head, right, Eddie?
Absolutely. So, have you guys recovered from LA Vinyl Con already?
No, because I have to clean and listen to a lot of the records I
I have
Show us
because
the
I'm
records, Eddie. Show us the metal records. These guys never see any metal records.
No, I don't
Show
have
us some
metal.
heavy duty metal
I've
records.
got some spaghetti westerns that I just got in the
You
mail.
know, Eddie, you should have been up here because it seems like maybe it was one guy, but 2 stores got in crazy collections of soundtracks.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are
What's
from
that guy? What's that guy with Rachel's channel? He's got like 100 of them soundtracks.
I have a lot of soundtracks. I buy soundtracks. I love them.
yeah,
I just got 2001: A Space Odyssey and a bunch of James Bond soundtracks. I didn't have many soundtracks. So
I got rid of my James Bond because I heard them once, but I never heard them again, and they were just taking up too much space.
I think Danny Kaye.
he does, Rick. He does.
Danny Kaye's been showing there's a company that's been reissuing the James Bond
Yeah.
soundtracks.
They're coming out again.
Yeah.
You want to see what's on my turntable right now?
Something horrible.
Frank
It
Zappa.
is.
Frank Zappa.
No.
What is that?
Is that Pac-Man Fever from the 80s?
Yeah.
No.
It
I
looks
don't
like
even-
Donut.
This is I forget the name of it. You can't even read it.
What it is?
I can't read.
Square pusher.
What does it say?
Oh,
Square pusher. And then
Square pusher.
Wait. Hold on.
some Ryuichi Sakamoto.
What genre is that square pusher?
It's it's like, I don't know. And then this is another one. This is actually really good. This is a great record. I mean, it's kind of moody and droney and electronic. I don't know, weird stuff, but it sounds great. And for some reason, I kind of like it. I like this a lot more than this. Square pusher.
Elliot,
Yes.
would you be into a private Zoom session to show Jim how to show and talk about records?
Sure.
I'm sorry, I go too fast.
Is that your last name, Jim Kaplan?
Yeah. Why is it up here? Yeah. Oh yeah. Kaplan. It's the Cohens. The Cohens were the top of the. It's a version of Cohen.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Irish.
version of. Yeah, it's Irish Catholic.
That is baby.
Herc. I use chicken broth. Hey, Herc. I'm about to change what I do because I got this manual thing because Patrick gave me a good suggestion about a solution he uses. Since Humming Guru sent me their hand cranking one.
oh, you got it?
Well, I have to do a video of it, and I've just been so jam-packed. But initially what I do is I spray a solution of a mixture of mostly distilled water with some alcohol, and then the droplets of solution, and I spray it on the record and wipe it off, and then I put it in the Humming Guru. Depends how dirty the record is on what setting. But I'm about to experiment because I have records who look completely clean that still have some surface noise. So I'm going to start using this hand crank with a solution that Patrick had mentioned in his, because he is very elaborate. I think an average record goes through 4 different processes with them. And all the people who don't like record cleaning talk, fuck off. Okay. I think I'm in the manual one. He says he puts mostly distilled vinegar in there with some water and something else. And
Probably Turgitol 15S9.
he uses the Vic, begin with a V. I have a bottle of it.
You know what I use, Rob? I used the diluted water with 10 drops of Turgitol and then about 5 drops of Kodak photo finish. Photo flow.
That
What
gets
about- What about acid?
Here's a record I want to get rid of.
Only in
Here's-
my teens.
Acid clean is
I'm talking about the
citronella.
hallucinogenic. What were you showing, Bobby? What
I
is
use that to clean my bong.
Is that Agent Orange? What is that?
I use that to clean my bong, Bobby.
Yeah, that's what it's for, actually. But you can clean a record with it, because records got smoke on them.
That's a good record, Jim. It's very different from his previous releases. This is more electronic, a little bit more poppier.
This is part of the electronic stuff I was listening to yesterday.
Yeah.
All part of the same thing.
All his albums sound great. He's a great engineer, or whatever, mixer, whatever he does.
It sounds modern.
You know what I like about that new hand Humming Guru is that the dry rack, they actually did 2 rows of those hummingbirds instead of just one like they do on the Nova. It serves no purpose having just one holder. The records are all floppy.
Oh, did you get your Nova yet?
Yeah. And I got the replacement part for my previous one, so now I have 2.
So did you install the replacement part?
I haven't sold it. I installed it, replaced the wheels.
And it works?
I still think the Kermis is the best.
Yeah, most of us can't afford the Kermis, but yeah.
Kermis costs the same as Nova.
Yeah, but hold on. The Kermis, you have to take out a brush and wipe it on, and you have to do 15 different.
I thought a Kermis was.
I know. It's just to get the
3,200.
and all it does is make the record that much cleaner. But I understand.
I didn't get a discount on the Nova.
Well, whatever we use, it's more about the process and the solutions that we use. Use the right solution in the right proportion and have a consistent process, and you'll get a clean record, whatever you use.
Yeah, Norm, put a link to the video you have, Elliot. Because Elliot broke into a government facility.
I did.
And stole their recipe for cleaning gunk.
Right.
It's called gunk back in the hills, right, Elliot?
So what I'm thinking of doing in my cleaning process is doing a deep clean in the Nova, and then just doing a rinse cycle in my old Human Guru with just distilled water.
Yeah. Are you putting something in the ultrasonic?
What are you adding? Turgitol? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Turgitol and Kodak photo.
I would definitely.
That's a lot of stuff in that little tiny.
Yeah, and
I would definitely do a rinse.
Eddie,
I would definitely rinse it.
I hope you don't mix up when you're cleaning your records when you're making a big pot of albondigas.
Albondigas.
Oh God, I love albondigas.
I don't know what that is, but
it's very
It's
similar.
meatball soup.
Yeah, it's very similar to that Italian wedding soup, but it's a Mexican version.
Well, I don't know the
It's a
Italian
lot better than Italian. Sorry,
it's a meatball. It's a meatball soup.
It's a meatball soup.
It's like a chicken broth, but it's meatballs. And
Well, it sounds really good.
I just listened to the new Paul McCartney song, and it's a beautiful. It's everywhere. It's on YouTube.
Did you
it's a
pee your
beautiful.
pants?
So you're not paying any attention.
It's a nice little retro song about growing up in Liverpool, which has been done, but it's a nice song. Nothing earth shaking. He does his high register, so his voice sounds actually pretty good, fragile but good. Acoustic guitar is really a sweet song. Nothing earth shaking, but a nice song. I'll leave. That's my for one listen. So, well done.
Wicked. Eddie wasn't doing it. I made a stupid joke about using a hallucinogenic to clean his records.
So, Elliot, are you thinking about going to VinylCon in August? Is that what I heard
I'm-
earlier today?
They're going to give me Mazzy and Rob and Jim are going to sponsor me. They're going to fly me out there.
We're putting you up.
Get a sponsor to fly.
You're going to put me up with the pig in the yard.
Yeah, we're putting you up in the barn in the barnyard.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Elliot, we can't get Elliot out here until we secure a location where you can get on a mechanical horse.
Or a ghost car.
Well, we got plenty of those.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already looking into maybe going in August. I started looking at flights and Airbnb. That's why I called Wax. I wanted to get a general idea of where's a good place to stay. Since the times that I've gone to LA, I always stay in Inglewood just because it's next to the venue for the shows that I go to.
Here's the deal. And even if you stayed downtown, you would still have to get over to where it is. Yes, Bobby. And then
Rob will pick you up wherever you are.
I'm definitely gonna rent a car because
is
Rob
nice.
will pick you up anywhere.
As nice as down. I've driven him around LA.
yeah,
As nice as downtown LA is, my suggestion is probably best to stay somewhere.
Bakersfield.
That's over 2 hours away, Bobby.
Really? Holy shit.
Bakersfield. Are you
I kind of want to be central to all the shops that you all take me to, like Record Safari.
Well, if you're gonna Burbank is the Burbank.
Then you got to be in Burbank.
Jim probably is in the best location to equally visit all of them, but Jim has this disease. I'm
Maybe
sorry
Falls stayed in Burbank.
sorry to make this public.
Uh-oh.
Jim has the disease of westitis. He will not go anywhere west of the 405 or whatever.
Yeah, I won't go west of.
I want to go to Permanent Records because I haven't been to Permanent Records in my last two visits.
Permanent is really coming on strong.
We
man.
should do a like at the end of the day, go there and do the bar thing when they open.
That was an excellent idea that you guys did. Or
Okay, here's something I forgot to cover. And thanks for commenting, Gabby. Okay. the hurt, the pain, the anger, the distrust came yesterday when a lot of people got this email saying we didn't qualify.
Loser.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. Don't want it either.
I got it. But
So,
you know, okay.
So that's the
Gabby,
rejection.
Gabby,
email,
no
right?
offense to that woman who's always like on the all the Beatles streams.
and that means
But
a lot
she-
of
what- But she got I don't think they should have given away. I guess you put different addresses in. You shouldn't get more than one show. And someone to go to both shows, it leaves other people. No offense to her. I mean, it's
and
probably
just
a separate
to be
email.
perfectly clear, from what I understand, regular tickets were $250.
$230. I think
And
$260.
Then they had these VIP packages. for
$1,600. But $230 for a show at a 1,200 seat of a Beatle is a good deal, actually.
Yeah, even for me, that's not a Beatles fan. That is a good price. I've paid more for that for Beatty Metal.
Wouldn't get me paying more than $30 to go see any of them.
No, I don't know how many. You can go to small shows for not a lot of money all over LA.
I never seen the Beatles, but I did see Lennon when he was with the Plastic Ono band, right? Their first
Oh,
gig.
the live
they did
piece in
here.
Toronto. You saw
Yeah,
it.
my only thing is I got to see Paul in a better situation than this, so I'm good. And here's the great thing about it: they released that on vinyl, so I own that too. So I was there. I knew I was there, and then I got the vinyl of it.
I saw Paul back in the Wings days. It was great. That's all I need.
You know, right from the very start in '63, I did not like Paul McCartney, and he never changed my mind.
Really?
Well, he was too, he wanted to be in the camera. He was too, he was different than everybody else, the hippies, right? In them days, you didn't want to be up front and stuff like that unless you were protesting.
Right.
And he all the time, he wanted to talk to he was always cutting off other guys. And
He was the last one to take acid. They almost thought they would have to break up the band.
well, he was just a different cat than the rest of the guys, right?
Mazzy, question for you. What are your thoughts on that performance? I caught it the other day on YouTube of John and Yoko, and they had Chuck Berry on there, and Yoko was just singing.
Yeah, that's from the Mike Douglas show. That's the first time. Yeah.
I just lost respect for John Lennon right there watching that. Like, how can you let this no talented bimbo get on stage with a legend like Chuck Berry and yourself and ruin the session?
Well,
Eddie, when I seen him in '69, and she got up and started singing, all of us fans down front started booing her. And Lennon got mad at her.
One would argue.
Let's hear Mazzy.
And
You want me to answer?
balls.
Yeah, let's hear Mazzy's answer. Go on, Mazzy.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to defend it, but it's kind of strange to fuse rock and roll with performance, conceptual art of Fluxus stuff. So in the world, no, let me answer. In the world of Yoko Ono, she comes from she was famous in her world.
Yeah,
she
I
shouldn't
know.
cross
You should
over
have stayed
with
there.
that. So,
Do you want,
that's a fair argument. I'm not.
do you
gonna
want to
defend
hear
that.
my opinion about this? Here's
Yeah.
my.
Yeah.
I think my opinion is this. If someone came in and shat all over a Yoko Ono performance, no big deal. But going the other way, it fucks it up. You can't do it. You just
And
can't. It doesn't work.
The reason I bring it up is that my nephew just discovered the Beatles on his own, and he's starting to get into them and, inquisitive. So he went on a rabbit hole of just watching videos and documentaries and whatnot. And then he asked me on Monday, it was his birthday. He goes, I saw this video, and he told me about the whole Mike Douglas performance. He goes, why was she singing that way? I go, that's Yoko. He goes, well, she didn't belong there.
No.
You have to explain to your nephew what happens to some men when they get completely pussy whipped.
I told him.
Eddie, this doesn't go for you, but you're included. When anyone, and this is advice to all of you, when anyone comes up to you after they first experience Yoko Ono and they ask you a question, defer them to Mazzy's channel.
Right.
He has a video about it.
Ryan got.
Sorry,
has the
Maz.
right.
Well, that's
Yoko
why I
was
wanted to
not-
ask Mazzy since I know
Yoko
he
wasn't mainstream, and she was thrown into it, and people didn't get it. On that Mike Douglas show, the history of Mike Douglas show, there was a co-host every week, and the deal, John and Yoko were able to pick all the guests for the entire week. They picked Abby Hoffman, they picked Chuck Berry, they picked all. It was pretty political. This is the midst of the political side of John Lennon and John and Yoko in 1972. It was a big deal, and I have a VHS box set of that whole week. And obviously, I can't watch it now. I don't have a VHS player, but it was wild. I remember watching it. I was graduating high school, or just graduated high school, and it was pretty wild shit. I agree.
And let's put it in context too.
They were protesting long before 72. 69 is when they had that.
Well,
But it seemed a little disrespectful to Chuck Berry.
Well, let's put it in context.
Chuck deserved it. Chuck was an asshole. He he suckered Cliff Richards.
Okay.
Let's put it in perspective too. The Mike Douglas show was a daytime talk show. The people that were watching this were housewives.
That's right.
And kids that told their parents they felt sick and they couldn't go to school that day.
And thank you as a segue. I was one of those sick kids. I loved watching the Mike Douglas show.
Yeah.
And here's the comparison. Mazzy's week was the John Lennon week. My week was the Mason Reese week. When that little scrub-faced kid.
And remember, Chuck Berry violated the Mann Act, bringing an underage girl across state lines. Which,
he had a camera in one of his clubs of the women's washroom.
Yeah, he's no saint, but I like Chuck Berry. I mean, Chuck Berry's an amazing,
Well, I seen him in '69, and Chuck is Chuck. I mean, you got to give him credit for who he is and what he did. And all
I knew musicians that played with him because he just showed up with his guitar.
Anybody that thinks that Chuck Berry started rock and roll don't know nothing about it, because rock and roll was going in the late 40s.
Mike Douglas was on the afternoon.
I think Mike Douglas started in Philadelphia, and then he moved to Los
He was on the afternoon. Now, in the 80s, he was relegated to a new channel that hardly anyone watched called CNN. And when our book came out, David and I were on the Mike Douglas show at CNN, the CNN building on, I think, Hollywood Boulevard or on Sunset, down in that tall building. It says CNN. And he introduced us as David Bacon and Marvin Maslov. So I said,
okay, everyone.
I said, thank you, Merv.
He just gave you an invitation. Do your work, internet.
I don't think it's not available.
CNN started in LA. I thought it started in Atlanta.
No. Well, it did, but they had LA West Coast
and
thing. Yeah.
The LA office is where someone who worked at CNN brought a drum head to Ringo to sign. And then that night, Ringo saw it on eBay and he stopped signing, period.
Okay. Hey, everyone, we're over our time. I want to leave you and let you know Marvin loves you.
Yeah. And can I add, Rob?
Yeah.
Can I just add real quick?
Martin.
If we all leave now, we can all be back home in time for Gunsmoke.
For what?
Gunsmoke. It's always on Tubi.
Rob, you're such a.
All right, everyone. See you on Tuesday. Have a good weekend.
Happy
Bye.
trails.